This episode of Pondoff's Anonymous is brought to you by McKelvey Insurance Group. If you've ever felt confused or overwhelmed by insurance, McKelvey Insurance Group keeps it simple. They are an independent agency, which means they compare options from multiple providers to find the coverage that actually fits you and your needs, not just one company's policy. There's no pressure, no jargon, just honest guidance and real help. Call Evan McKelvey at McKelvey Insurance Group at 618-623-0080. You can reach out to us at Pondoff's Anonymous and we'll connect you. Or visit their website at McKelveyINS.com. That's McKelveyINS.com. We couldn't produce this show without them. This episode of Pondoff's Anonymous is brought to you by LightSource. What do we need when we're in the dark? Sometimes it's simply just a light source.
Yeah. I'll react if I had to. Put some things in the past too, and don't let them distract you, but react if you have to. Yeah. I'll react if I had to. Put some things in the past too, and don't let them distract you, but react if you have to. Yeah. React if you have to, yeah. Don't know the time, yeah. Just know that I'm, yeah, one of a kind, yeah. What's on your mind, yeah. Well, hard to find, yeah. Beautiful mind, yeah. Still in my prime, yeah. Just know that I'm here.
I have the Julie and Julie show tonight. Pondoff's Anonymous. Episode something. Season something. Season 3, actually, which I don't know why we have seasons. Episode 10.
Wow.
And you've been to Underground, Julie.
Yes.
We met last week there.
Yes, we did.
Julie Wiseman.
Yes.
You met. Did you miss when you missed the big one? That was the one you were moving. You felt so. She had the. As long as I've known Zoe, she's never ever experienced FOMO.
Yeah.
Except for this night.
Stop.
Oh, what?
You were that night?
With the 150 people. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I get a one-on-one with you because I love specific attention, and I would have been all stressed out there. I just moved recently, and I tried to move one weekend, and it ended up I had to work all weekend, and so then I was like, well, now I'm gonna move apartments in my spare time, which I have a bunch of, and so I asked off 2 days of work. She gave me a Tuesday and a Wednesday, and I was like, okay, I'm grounded. Like, I'm grounded. I can't go anywhere. So I told Chris, I was like, I can still order the pizza and stuff, but like, I can't underground this week. And he was like, you're kidding, right? He looked at me like this. I was like, okay, well, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know. Anyway, I've missed 2. That one and Thanksgiving. And Chris wasn't even at that
Thanksgiving.
Oh my God.
Thanksgiving.
The night before. You don't know that? You've never heard that?
Skanksgiving?
Yeah.
He's alarming, I know.
It's a St. Louis Belleville thing.
I've heard of it.
I don't.
All the people, everybody comes back from school.
Well,
and
yeah,
they all hook up.
I participated, but I didn't. It was
I
not called
See,
that. I guess I'm old.
In Decatur, we're like a little bit more polite about it. We just call it Blackout Wednesday. It don't matter what you did or who you did or didn't.
That's what I get.
Yeah, Blackout Wednesday.
Right.
Yes.
See, we're
Yes.
ladies. We
Yes.
we don't call it skanks.
Yes.
Well,
But I have heard of skanks giving.
It was so much fun.
But that's totally a guy term.
Sure.
woof.
It is.
Thing of the past.
I'm not arguing. Definitely positive that a guy came up with it.
Classic.
It was by far the most attended evening of Underground that we've had since we started.
Oh, I thought you were talking about. Sorry.
No, you're still at Skanksgiving.
I'm sorry. That's why I laughed. I looked at you and laughed and was like, of course. Sorry. And I believe that about. But yes, I'm there.
It was a great turnout. Yeah. I had lots of friends, lots of family, great support.
Oh, good.
When you text me, well, our friend Dee
Yes.
was like,
D is the greatest.
she pulled us. Take
Meds, sorry.
She's gonna take her meds. Isn't that responsible though?
It is. It is.
And we want her medicated. We make space for everybody in their self-help journey.
Survival.
Yeah. Dee said, she pulled me aside when we were kind of just talking about you speaking, because I'll get to that in a second, but she was like, it's going to be packed. I'm like,
Dee said that?
yeah. She goes, Julie's got a crew and people.
Hell yeah.
A whole, it'll be a whole thing. I'm like, that's great. I was still stuck on, and please, we've talked about this, so don't take offense, because I think it's important to talk about, because it shows your courage, but you've probably heard this. Like, it's soon in your journey.
It is very soon. Yes.
Like infancy soon.
Yes. Yes.
And
it was 5 months on Saturday.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And since you lost your son.
Yes. My son took his life on November 1st, 2025. Well, we'll get into that because we're not exactly sure of the date, but that's the date on the death certificate.
And you brought a pillow.
Yes.
Oh,
God.
This is him.
Isn't that
Comfort
adorable?
Yeah.
wow.
This is my handsy guy right here.
Can I see the picture of it?
Yes. I bring him to every meeting. It's my meetings. He's always.
Does he face you, or how do you?
He
face the
faces
camera?
me.
Sure, I bet.
Yep.
Let us see him too, Julie.
All right. Well, he's a good-looking guy,
He's
isn't
a
he?
handsome cat, man.
I know.
And diving right in to what you don't see is the pain. Even like in that picture,
Yeah.
it's hard to. You can't. And it's obviously was there, and it's there in this picture because it's not something that goes away. Because he's struggled from what you've in the times that we've talked about about his journey. The pain was, maybe there were some glimpses of it subsiding, but it was pretty constant.
It was pretty constant. Yeah. I'd say, well, yeah, it started, I could really start to notice a change like when he was in 6th grade.
And almost like the pain is a symptom of what was behind the pain, and it was
Yes.
shame.
The shame. I will forever say that Nick passed away because of the shame, the great, just horrendous amount of shame that he carried within him.
It's scary as a parent.
It is,
Anytime Ashley said, I'm going to be honest, Ashley said this to me the other day. Charlie's going through some stuff. I mean, I think 2.5 out of 10 scale stuff, but she's like, Chris, you hear and talk with, and we've been surrounded by, and I go, I know I'm not, but I scared. I get scared.
Yeah.
Charlie's journey. And she's like, are you sometimes freaking out because you're hearing a lot? And I go, maybe, I don't know. Probably. I probably am. Whether it's getting addicted to something or the mental health stuff that you feel as a parent, so fucking out of control, no,
Yep.
Helpless is the only word that really can touch how that you feel as a parent.
Yeah. And it really, I identified with it so much because, I shared at the gathering that I'm dyslexic. My husband struggled in school. My daughter's dyslexic. Nick was dyslexic. And, that right there, just learning differently is super, super tough. I mean, I struggled really bad in school, and I saw this within my kids, and, just.
That's so hard.
Yeah.
When you can see it happening.
Yeah.
Are you dyslexic?
Yeah, I think it's like a spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
So like low, like I can read. It takes me like a long time.
Yeah.
And like it also is more of the way that I write or like spell and write things out and understand words.
Yep.
That shit does not make sense.
Yep.
Like, and I would always get in trouble for like my penmanship.
Yes.
I was okay, well, fuck me. I get like, I'm what, 8?
Yeah.
Anyway, I like cursive because it was very clear. Like it's one line and then the word's done.
Yep. Yeah.
Nobody can read it anyway.
That's called dysgraphia. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Dyscalculia, definitely.
Dyscalculia, yeah.
I remember senior year of high school, I'm like sitting with my teacher after class, and I got to the point where it's like as the anxiety would build, the disorder or like disordered thought patterns would get worse. And I remember just sitting there, it had been an hour and a half, another math teacher had come in, and I'm crying, and we're down to the point of talking about decimals. Like I didn't understand like fucking decimal points because they go on the other side and the numbers are in reverse order of importance.
So get what you mean.
Right. And I was just like, what the fuck? But I didn't know any of that until I was like 21.
So out of Taylor or at the end?
During Taylor, post-COVID, when my mom was like, we should go to a psychiatrist. I was like,
for what reason?
Okay.
Have you heard of, you said Nick was a hockey fan. Do you know the story of Jacques Demers?
No.
Stanley Cup winning hockey coach. Faked it his whole life. He was dyslexic. He coached for the Blues for a while. He won a Stanley Cup in Montreal. I just pulled it up, so I'm going to send it to you.
Yeah, send it
I think
to me.
it's subsequently.
So when did he come out that he was dyslexic?
I mean, 2020. I'm reading this,
Wow.
and he was all fully retired. But he's gone on and kind of talked about it. He's one of the faces when being a hockey guy.
Yeah.
When I hear about dyslexia, I think of him, and then I always hear the stupid fucking joke that I used to tell. That a dyslexic guy walked into a bra. You get it? You can laugh at it. You get it, or you get it? It's not that funny.
So hilarious.
Thank you. You just made my night.
Oh my God, I've never heard of that. And I've been a dyslexic teacher forever, and parents of dyslexic. That is freaking hilarious. Oh my God.
He needed that.
Oh my
I'm
God,
glad
that
you
is
guys are laughing.
hilarious. And all my teacher friends are going to listen to this and they're going to be howling. I mean, that is hilarious.
Ashley's rolling her eyes as she listens to it. And it's just like every other joke I make. But when I've learned so much about resources that probably weren't, I don't mean to, because you're young, but I don't know if they have, maybe they have schools in Decatur, but there's a school in South County that you're at that is.
It's specifically designed for kids with dyslexia and ADHD. It's
I've
called
read about
Churchill Center School. Yeah, it's the greatest school ever. It's in town and country.
That one, but I listened to a podcast called ADHD for Smartass Women, and she. Have any more you want to share?
It's your favorite podcast, I'm sure. That's incredible.
It is. It's fucking incredible, and that's where I learned a lot about the dysgraphia, all the others, and how there are schools that are specifically for, and they teach things like cursive because it helps with that. This is so fucking cool. Okay. See, I would never have gotten this on
you missed her story and Nick's story, but when I was
saving it for later.
I actually did, because I know you've mentioned being dyslexic on the.
He asks me every time he mentions it, like I've been lying this whole. He's like, "You're dyslexic." Like he asks me probably every episode.
Why is that?
I don't think that's true. I do, but I was, while we were talking, I was like, "Damn, well, at least you'll get to hear this on when we are with Julie on the podcast," because that Wednesday night, valid excuse, you were coming a little bit unglued, and I told you, if you look it up, the top 3. If you look up like the top 3 reasons to be stressed in your life, like moving is number 1. It's up there. So Grace. You got the pizza for us. There was enough. I was worried we weren't going to have enough pizza. So Dee told me that it's not that as much as we need Zoe there every night, she does perform a very important task at Underground.
Yeah.
And it's ordering and making sure the pizza arrives. It's very important, and it's a pain in the ass. And she does it flawlessly. even when she's not there. So thank you. Kudos.
Way to go, Zoe. Thank you.
Thanks.
And it's been great. And I was like, you text me the week before you were coming, and you're like, I think I got 60 people coming at least. And when you hear that any other time, you kind of apply a curve, like, okay, maybe 30.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But after talking to Dee and after talking to you, I'm like, let's plan for 75 extra, which is like double the normal. You know, we have 60 to 75 probably a Wednesday night, which is a good crowd.
Yeah.
New thing. We haven't done any paid outreach.
No,
It's all
awesome.
organic. Another God story that your college roommate
Oh my God. Oh yeah, that's right.
saw.
That is a total God shot.
I posted
Oh, yeah.
her that she's going to be our storyteller. Tagged her, did the social media post, and I got a DM from a woman that I had met twice, who works with Matt Fulmer, who used to be the site pastor of the Gathering out in Kansas City, he's pastoring a church in Kansas City, and then sure as shit,
She's my sorority sister.
She
Oh my
drove
gosh.
in.
Yes, her
from
and my
Kansas
sorority
City.
sister drove in. Shout out to Jules and Di.
How sweet.
I know, it was so sweet.
What a small world God thing.
I couldn't believe it. I still can't believe it. Yeah, it was. Yes,
And I would
It
be
meant so much
lying,
to me.
like they
Wow.
were so moved by you, Nick's story, the community, the space, that they're like, we got to figure this. There needs to be more of it. Kansas City has some recovery communities that are similar, but it's not the same. They're doing a good job at it, but I think there needs to be more of these spaces that are community. It's all about community, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's for addicts, loved ones, people that are mental health warriors that are going through it, that just need to sit in a room and feel like they're amongst people that care and love them, regardless of any boxes they check or don't check.
Yeah, and just talk about a God thing. I shared this at the gathering, that honestly this was like maybe 2 or 3 nights after Nick passed away, and I wasn't sleeping at all, but I had fallen asleep, and I literally woke up and it was God just screaming at me like, Julie, you have got to get on Facebook and just write exactly what you're doing. Like write out there, who wants to get together, talk about depression, talk about addiction, talk about suicide, talk
Yeah.
about that hard stuff. And so I did. I literally just got on Facebook, and there's so many God moments throughout this whole thing leading up to Nick's death. I look back, and it's just, God was just everywhere in it. But anyway, so I started, it's called Nick's Beautiful Angels, NBA. And we just had our, Jules, 7th meeting?
Something like that.
Yeah, 7th meeting.
I'd like y'all to know I'm the vice president.
She
now.
is the vice
She
president.
called-
Yes.
Yep, she is.
I don't
Oh
know
my
what that
God.
means.
Yep.
J squared.
Yep, J squared. Yep, she's JVP. And and so we just we just sit around and talk about the hard stuff, talk about addiction and depression and suicide, and it's led me to meeting a whole lot of people out there that I shared that my number, I have a bunch of hashtags on when I post every Saturday, and then usually a time or two throughout the week, because I just have to be.
They pop up right when you. It's
Constant
I'll post it. It'll
contact.
be like 3 minutes.
Yep.
It's something about I'll open the app,
Really?
and I'm telling you,
It's
almost
right
everyone,
on
and
top.
I'm like, this isn't an algorithm. This is different than that. Like, it's 3 minutes, and I'm like, she's gonna think I'm stalking her,
That's
because
so
I like
weird.
immediately love it. It's
First like.
beautiful, right? Beautiful, vulnerable, and what you're doing is you're shining a light. You're shining Nick's light, and in contrast to one of the darkest, saddest, where people want to hide under tables, but it shines a light on it. And then what happens is it it like becomes magnetic. Excuse me. It attracts people that are going through the same, and it's usually they'll see your post and they're when they see it, it's a God thing. They're all fucking alone and dark and isolated, and they see that, and they're like, "Oh my God, it's a shining of hope that there's people out there." And now you've got these meetings of other moms that are finding. I mean,
It's more than moms too, though.
It's
right.
It's kids. It's my goal really is to get as many young people in as I can, because, you know, I want to learn from them. What is it that's going on out there? Where are we missing this huge disconnect with these kids to where they get in such a dark place and they don't see a way out. They don't see a way out.
So going back to Nick's origin.
Yeah.
You said you noticed sixth grade was a turn. The shame.
Sixth grade. No. Let me
we gotta do
up.
something. This is kind of funny, actually. Turn your head. To
I
the
wasn't
left.
gonna say
What?
anything.
What is
I was
it?
I
like,
can't keep looking at
What
you.
is it?
It's
Your headphones are like
Well,
inside
why
out.
didn't you tell me?
Well, I am now.
I thought it was.
Wait a
on
minute. Oh my
purpose.
God. Everybody's going to crack up because I do everything
No,
backwards.
Your
That's
headphones
so
are
funny.
dyslexic. I'm sorry.
Did you notice?
I did not. It must be the other ear.
There we go.
Oh my God.
There was just the right
this
ear.
This is going to work so much
This
better. Oh my
should
God. It
be-
works so much
Doesn't
better.
it feel better too?
Oh my God. It feels amazing.
You hear everybody now?
Oh my God. I'm laughing so
Guys,
hard.
I hate to be my number one
Wait,
fan, but I thought
it's-
that was pretty funny. I said the headphones are
It's
dyslexic.
helpful when someone can come along and
We forgot to give
make
him
sure
props
that
for that.
you're
Thank you.
covered when you need to be covered.
That is hilarious. Oh my God. That is hilarious.
I
and
tried to go for a couple
so
minutes
mean.
without saying something, and I was like, I gotta fix this. And then
You should have fixed it before we were rolling or whatever.
Well, there was a lot going on.
Oh my God,
We had a lot
that's
of
true.
technical difficulties. I was flustered. Zoe was making
Helping.
coffee
Making
and helping
coffee.
and
Thank you.
panic.
Oh my God.
Talking.
Why is it talking? Is
Talking.
that yeah, that was bad. Was that stressful?
No, yeah, it was great.
I'm gonna go get
Where are you going?
She's got to get her
Go
coffee.
get a cup of coffee.
Hey, will you fill this up? Just with water. Just with
I
water.
don't know if a man said that to me.
I would never ask.
Like in your drink.
I would never ask.
Hey, will you fill this? My name is Zoe, but you're a girl, so it's fine.
She's something, man.
She's adorable.
Oh my God.
She is like, Julie and I were saying,
She's
she's
a
just
pill.
like so filled with joy
She's a
and
pill.
happiness. Holy crap.
So one of her personal. No, I'm just kidding. She's great. We love Zoe. She is still got the, and I hope it never goes out, a fire to change the world.
You can feel it.
Yeah.
You sense it the moment you start talking to her.
She's got this ability to see humanity where a lot of people don't. I think, which made her a perfect intern for Ash. And how this all got started is we had her over for dinner one night because she tends to not like goodbyes, so she just avoids them and just Irish goodbyes situations. And Ashley told her, "You're not doing that to me. Like, you're not Irish goodbying me. Your internship's coming to an end. We're gonna have dinner. We're gonna stay in touch. I care deeply about you." So she came over for dinner. Like, Ashley was like, "You're not doing this." And we were sitting around the dinner table. I mean, we're not like 1950s beavers. We ordered pizza and the dinner table. We're sitting around the supper table. Fuck am I? TV's on. And she's like just chirping me. And everything I say, it's like she's got some kind of comeback about, being the straight white male and I'm Mr. this and that. And Ashley's like, "You'd be good on the podcast. He needs somebody like you to give him shit." So here
That's
we
how
are.
And that's how it started,
Yeah,
really?
here
That's
we are.
awesome.
The Zoe show. But back to Dick and his origin story. You saw it before sixth grade, but
Yeah.
the sixth grade.
I noticed in first grade that, he was struggling at kindergarten, that he was struggling.
And you're an educator. right?
Yes, I'm a special education teacher. I work at Churchill Center and School. Go Bulldogs, Bulldog Nation. And
Can I do?
yeah, there you go. Okay.
That was me barking.
So I pulled him out of our public school district after second grade, and he came to Churchill. My daughter Maddie was already there, and he was thriving. I mean, he was like in his realm. It was all the kids fit in the same box. They all learned the same way, and he felt really safe, and his reading took off, and he was building the skills that he needed that he couldn't get at his public school because of the I just read that and I just said sobriety because of the dyslexia and then the anxiety that comes along with that. So yeah, and so he was at Churchill for 5 years, and then
So was it when he left there that it started to?
that's when it really got crazy. Yeah, that's when it really took off. Yeah.
I like, my heart is breaking for kids 50 years ago that nuns would beat the shit out of them with rulers if they weren't reading or writing correctly.
Oh yes.
Because this isn't a new thing.
Right. Right. We've come a long way. We've got a long way
to
go.
Right.
Oh, so long to go.
I mean, and I say that to sitting at a table with somebody that's paid the ultimate price, but it's so. Parents, the kids, I hated to read unless I liked it. I would read the book. If it was a hockey article as a kid, I would read it up and down, left and right. So, but there were, I think probably 50 years ago just said, you don't want to read. You're not, smack your knuckles with a ruler.
You're lazy.
Right.
Yep.
So.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome so much.
6th, 7th, 8th, Churchill. And then he's now in high school.
In eighth grade, we transferred him back into public school.
Okay.
And that is where immediately, he's going from Churchill to a school of like 150 kids to this middle school that was, 1,000 kids. Was it 1,000 kids? I don't know.
And
it was
grade. Wow.
It was a hell of a lot. Maybe not that much.
6th, 7th, 8th.
Yeah. Yes, 6th, 7th, 8th, and he transferred his 8th grade year, which is hard in itself.
Yeah.
So we started getting calls that he was, vaping, selling pods, getting suspended, which is just so not Nick, just not Nick. I mean, he was super ADHD, and I mean, he got in trouble at Churchill for being silly, classroom clown. Kind of just to mask the embarrassment of being different, even though if he was, Churchill was the place to shine because all kids there are dyslexic. But his 8th grade year, he started getting into a good group of kids. I wouldn't even, they were a good group of kids, but started making some poor choices, and he got suspended again the second to last day of his 8th grade year, and that's when I was already like, because I'm 28 years sober, and so I was already like, okay, there's something going on here. And then that's when I was like, Rich and I, my husband, we're like, okay, we got to do something. And so that led us to, my God, what's it called?
Well, did you uncover then that was he drinking?
He was drinking. He was drinking
pot.
And smoking weed. Yes. That, and then, so then we took him to, it was just outpatient for Preferred Family Health. And he got a lot worse. Sure. Lots of drinking going on that summer. I got a couple of calls from our couple of friends, parents that he had gotten into their alcohol. And
this was an outpatient program or inpatient?
No, this was outpatient.
So,
this was outpatient.
He started at Preferred.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
And then
how many? Like, was that a?
that was an everyday. I think that was every day. For like, gosh, let's just say he was there 2 months, and then he was getting, the disease really started to take off, and so.
And he got to meet a lot of people that
he got a lot of
didn't want to be there. That wanted to. That would rather be out drinking.
Yeah. Yep. And so
it's like sitting. It's like going to Churchill. Now you're amongst all your peers that get it as far as dyslexia, and you're in a community. You get put into Preferred, and now you're in like-minded rooms of
exactly
not super healthy experiences. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
Was he with a lot of older people too?
Nick was definitely one of the younger
Sure.
ones. Yeah. It was
doesn't help.
anywhere from like 13 to 18. So yeah. But then he wasn't making any progress. So so they suggested that he goes to an inpatient, and it was literally called The Farm. It was this place out in Troy, Missouri. Mm-hmm. And so it was Nick and 7 other kids from all walks of life. And they wanted to try that because Nick was a total outdoors kid. He climbed trees. He was always in a tree.
Funny story about that.
Yeah. And so he loved animals. And so, so we decided to give that a shot, and he was there for 5 weeks. And I got a call when I was at work and said that we had to come and get him because he was considered a flight risk. He had fled twice. And yes, the funny story to that is that Franklin, I think it was Franklin police called me. And I would just remember I was freaking out. I'm like, okay, I'm on my way. I'm like, you guys have got to look up in a tree. I'm telling you, he's going to be up in a tree. He's not going to be, running down. He's going to be, and sure enough, he was up in a tree.
I'm screaming.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
interesting.
So Nick. So that was a huge blessing in disguise. And that led us to Crossroads, where he by far had the most success, and where I met Julie, and shout out to Crossroads. It's an awesome organization for kids to.
It's like the only.
Yeah,
it's
it really
the only
is.
game in
Right.
town too, which is
It really is.
Which is kind of surprising.
I've said it on this
Right,
podcast quite a bit. I say it on Wednesday nights. Like the greatest gift to starting Wednesday nights at Underground, being in the recovery community here at Illinois Recovery Center, being 18 and over. When we were setting this up, I remember asking Eric and our executive director, it's 18 and over, right? It's 18 and over. And they're like, yeah, it's so hard. Like there's so much red tape, and especially the state of Illinois, to take even a 17-year-old the day before his 18th birthday because of that magical number on a driver's license. But the gift is that you moms have found Underground, the space, the community, have hopefully felt loved there and made yourselves
Lots
at
of
home.
love, lots of love.
I've got to learn, I think, speak for Zoe, that when we meet with you guys, that there's such a gap in resources, but there's also, and we talk about this when we were forming and talking about forming this nonprofit that we're launching in a couple months. It's where we want to fill a gap. There's 2 gaps, and the other one is the space for teens. Like there's not enough resources out there. But through you guys, we've met some folks at Crossroads. We've met Aaron at Addiction is Real, who to Neil, like these just like badass moms that their lives have been changed by their kids' addiction and trying to create. I know sometimes it feels like you're throwing salt in the saltwater ocean, but
A lot of times.
But
A lot.
it's all making an impact. It's nothing's for nothing. None of this work is for nothing, and there's a real gap. So, we're hurting all you moms up on April 11th in the morning and Saturday. We're gonna bring in some pastries and just talk. You guys talk, people like me listen, which believe it or not, I know how to do.
Wow.
And try to figure out how to
Learn something new.
Knows.
how can we help fill the gap, whether it's just having you guys and hosting a meeting, but what's next? What does the community need? Because Crossroads is not enough. There needs, and they'll probably be the first ones to say that. But God bless what they're doing. You guys met. And so how did you find Crossroads, Julie?
Well, it's interesting. My son had started a job that he only made it through 3 days. So my husband, he was coming.
A total God shot.
Yeah, he was coming to a moment of needing some, willing to get some help. My son at the time, and
How old?
he was 19.
Okay.
And so we were like, oh gosh, we're here.
Right.
What are we going to do? And so my husband called his job and said, he's not coming back. And the guy's like, wait a minute, tell me what's going on. Cause he could tell, his voice, and it turned out that their daughter was in the Crossroads program.
No shit.
Yeah. So
Total God
this
thing.
was all happening at 5 a.m. though, and Crossroads doesn't open till later. And so I just said to my husband, we gotta go. I gotta take him to the emergency room because I'm afraid the window's gonna close.
For people that don't get it,
yeah,
when you were saying earlier that moment where he may have some willingness to go,
You got to take it right then and
you
there.
drop everything you're fucking
You got-
doing.
yeah,
Because it could be
Literally
fleeting.
do. Yep.
right.
And people don't understand that because they're like, oh, well, just wait till they open. No.
That's
That's
not the way it works. You have to go.
a year
Exactly.
from now at
Yeah.
3 hours.
Yeah, I mean, he showed up in my bed with me that morning, so he was.
Ugh,
Yeah, it was time, and it was just a crazy. It was
got goosebumps.
a
That's the Holy
snow.
Spirit.
Yeah, it was a snowstorm. I work at a school, which meant I didn't have to go to work, but my husband had to go shovel snow, so I was taking him. And then on the way there, we almost got hit by a semi and had to go off the road. All this weird stuff was happening on our way to the emergency room. We get to the emergency room, there's not one person in the waiting room. Not
Wow.
one.
Really?
It was
Wow.
bizarre.
It makes you
So we
think
got
twice
taken right
on
in.
snowstorm to
Yeah,
go.
it was. But
Better
by the
be
time we
serious.
left, the snow had stopped. The sun was out. We could go get my husband to go to the next thing. I mean, it was just all these weird things. But I've always been told that was our journey. The emergency room did nothing for us.
Yeah,
sure.
Less than zero. They didn't have anything to tell us, nowhere to go. They treated him like shit, It was
And that
It
is
was-
for parents and the kid going through it. It is so frustrating and terrifying.
yep.
Right, because what else are you supposed to do?
Yeah.
We didn't know. You didn't know.
No, I said to my son, I'm so proud of you. And he's like, that's the last thing I thought you were going to say. I'm like, but you're here. But he's seen all these people around him not caring or helping. So at that point, we were able to contact
When you get to the hospital
Crossroads.
too, with the anxiety of before and then getting to the hospital, you think you're okay. I made it.
Yes.
I'm
yes.
here. All the pros
Right,
are
I
here.
can
They're going to
relax
save
a
my
little.
kid. They're going to
Yep.
take it.
They're going to
It's
help.
not like that.
And then,
Just-
there's another addict.
Oh my gosh. His nurse, terrible.
Wait, what?
The only thing he said when we left was, I hope I never see you again. As a positive thing,
Oh,
Yeah.
Good luck out there.
Yeah. I mean, it was
Jeez.
bizarre. I mean, this was a while ago, but still. And
What hospital? I was going to not ask, but I want to ask. What-
St. Mary's.
In Decatur?
No.
No. This is in St. Louis.
I did just meet the charge nurse at St. Mary's. She was had a situation. Almost had that affidavit signed to get someone the help they needed, but as soon as I said she's here for detox, ran out the front door, flip flops, the shorts and shirt she was wearing, and
Mm-hmm.
took off. Fuck! I was so close. It was such a long
Oh,
day.
God.
Anyway,
As my son said once, why do they always run?
is this the son? Is this the son we were talking about earlier? Really?
Mhm.
Do you know there's a connection there?
100% because
Okay.
we were in the program with them.
Got it.
Yep. I know his son very well.
Got it.
Yeah. Love him.
This is crazy.
Isn't
Love
this
him, love him,
crazy?
love him.
He actually, I will say,
Love their family.
Sponsored the pocket. We'll have to talk a little bit. I can't.
Yeah.
I'm gonna text the fucker right now.
Yeah.
Sorry to
He
be
will
do it
sorry to
right
be
now.
speaking in code here, but I want to protect some man.
It's
Right.
fine.
Right.
It's your story. So you guys met at Crossroads.
At Crossroads.
Yeah,
yep.
we were there for a while before until you
And
came
then-
in with Nick.
Yep, and then we came in with Nick.
And you. So how does? Let me ask you this. I'm going to ask the question that maybe the 6 listeners we have that aren't really super in. I'm in this industry. How do moms meet each other at a treatment facility?
Yeah, and so on Thursday nights, it's a not mandatory, but highly suggested parent meeting that you go to because, as we all know, addiction is it is a family disease. And so I met Jules and her husband Tim along with my husband Rich at these meetings.
I just emailed Tim today.
My Tim?
I did.
You can charge him $1 for every
Every
time
interruption.
See?
I just that's
Oh
$2.
my God.
2 for 1.
Oh my God.
You had our other email, I guess.
He must have filled out a Connect card recently, and I was going through a stack.
Oh, he sure did.
Yeah,
When we went for her thing. Yep.
So
That's hilarious.
that might have been a 3 for 1. I might have interrupted all 3 of you women, which is what a
To
white man
talk
does
about
best.
how he connected with another man over email. Like, shut the fuck.
See what I mean? See what I mean?
Oh God!
You know what do you guys?
I get it.
Back to you, Julie. Tell Tim I said hi.
I will.
Well, I am serious. So the parents meeting, you guys, because the family program, I don't know how you have any type of treatment for the addict without also.
You can't. It
Right.
doesn't.
That's-
it does not work.
That's
why
the best
Crossroads,
success you're gonna get. Yeah.
Yes, because I mean, I had Nick was in there, and then I gained 15 other sons and daughters. I mean, they are encouraged to hang out a lot and just really just learn how to hang out being sober, right? And so they're all teenagers doing stupid shit, but coming back to her house, and I mean, we had what's it called?
Well, we would have house parties on Friday
house
nights
parties.
where the kids and the parents would
Yep.
all come to somebody's
Yep.
house.
Oh my God, my first house party at Crossroads. It was like huge. It was like it was like the party out of 16 Candles. It was like epic. I'm like, what is going on
Whose
here?
house
Cool
was
and
it?
fun.
It was
Was it Christina's?
no, it was Kelly.
Oh, okay.
It was
Oh.
Kelly Anderson.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who we've met through. So when we started, the first night of Underground was October 22nd, Wednesday.
Yeah.
So your life is changing forever for the worst. The day after,
Yes.
the next Wednesday's in the 29th, and that's when
Yeah.
people came back. The following and the first Wednesday of November, I got a bunch of emails from the moms that had just started coming to Underground because they heard about it. I think one mom, goes to the gathering who heard about it from there. Christina I'd mentioned, and I got introduced to Kelly and the work she's doing with Aspire Advocates. We're doing a workshop for them on the 17th of April.
Nice.
That's the group
the
we're
summit.
doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are going to be there?
Zoe, myself, and Ashley will be there all day with a table.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. That's awesome.
Doing some
We're
sponsorship.
going to have T-shirts.
Really?
Oh, boy.
I don't know. He
I want
says
one.
things that I don't know about sometimes, and so then I decide.
T-shirts would be awesome.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Maybe. We'll see. Yeah, great idea.
You got me a puppy, right?
But I met Kelly, and then I got all these emails from her, from I think Dee, and they're like, we're not gonna make it. This is timely. Like what you guys are doing is timely because one of our moms just lost their son to this, and I like stopped in my tracks, and you're like, if there was any doubt, and is this should we even do this? Is it going to fail? Is it, we're all committed. They were erased So it's definitely to no comfort, I'm sure, but Nick gave us
I think
the
it's a
courage
comfort.
to not question or have any doubts
Mhm.
if we are in the right space.
Yep, and keep going. Yep. That's so important.
So these moms, this is just, I love hearing this because I didn't know that. So you guys went to a big party, like an absurd sober party for
Yeah,
teens.
sober.
And,
Yes,
and
sober party. Yeah.
parents.
Yeah, and you just sit around and talk about your kids and talk about, how much you love your kids and how they're struggling and want the best for them. And yeah, I mean, they become your family. I mean,
Mhm.
100%.
Julie and Tim are, one of me and Rich's best friends now. And
I don't know if I've seen you without Julie, except for the coffee we had.
I know
Now that I think about it,
we
me and
Julie
Ashley met you for
squared.
coffee.
I
Julie
had
was in
to
a car.
work that day. I mean, something crazy.
You could have came in. We would have.
I was not in the car.
No, she was not in the car.
But now that I think about it, that's the only time I think
Yeah,
I've seen
no,
the
you're
two of
probably
them.
right. I know.
God bless you.
Yeah. Yeah. Jules is a great friend. This is, and I just want to say, this is Julie's second go around with this. We have a mutual friend who lost a son 8 years ago.
Mhm.
And Julie was there that day with that family. And so she's been a lifesaver for sure.
Okay, moving on. So,
Damn, Julie.
I just wanted to say something real quick back to what you were saying, of just like there's no other programs for young people.
Mhm.
I would have never known about this life without being in it.
Mhm.
So I get that other people don't know, but that to me is the problem,
Yes.
especially for young.
Yep.
I mean, there's people just don't get that 13, 14, 15, 16, they're that messed up, like they just don't think it's possible. And so I think that's a big part of just getting the word out. We would tell our friends and they were just like, what?
Crossroads,
Or
what's
is he
that?
done now?
Yeah.
Or
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, it's just a phase.
I had
Yeah,
somebody
it's just
say
a
for his
phase.
21st birthday, so then is he good? Like, what? What does that have to do with it? So, but I don't blame them
insane.
because they're not in it, so they don't know
If
it.
you're not in it, you have no idea.
You can't.
You have no idea.
That's a scary false blanket.
Yep.
Whatever that saying is, false sense of security. Maybe
Yes.
is the saying.
Yes.
Because I think I was sitting around. I think Tiffany Foster, whose son was 13, and she came on a couple weeks ago and told us her son did a line of what they thought was speed, and it killed him instantly. It was fentanyl, and
And
she
he was
knew of it.
13?
And in Washington, Missouri, the grown-ups in the room are doing life in prison. It was bad. There's like police camera, or there's home cameras of like the stepdad of the friend that he was at, like leaning over this 13-year-old's dead body to do the rest of the fentanyl.
Oh, my
Lord have mercy.
gosh.
It's fucking sick. So, yeah, Tiffany, she came last week. She's friends with Tennille, but to what you're saying, she knew of fentanyl, like, and now with fentanyl and car fentanyl and how deadly it is. You either think it'll never happen to you,
Mhm.
or it scares you that the big A word is avoid. And that could be, in this circumstance, very, very scary and have tragic consequences, because it takes one, there's no margin for error.
Right.
Right.
So you become, once it impacts you, but there's so many people out there that don't even know.
Right.
That whether they don't
And-
want to
And,
know.
and once it
Well,
they,
yeah.
they think
It's
they're,
like, I don't want it to rub off,
Well, I think
sure.
also, like, I'm in this space. Like, I've been in social work school. I've been in my major in undergrad was orphans and vulnerable children. Like, all this stuff. They do not talk about adolescent addiction. Like,
mm-hmm.
they do not talk about this shit. I took an adolescent behavior class that was as far as it went. And so it's like, there are the ambassadors of this information are only people who have had to go through it, which makes it so much harder and not their responsibility, and also the only way.
Right. Which is why Crossroads was is a beautiful thing, because when you have, I mean, Nick started, drinking, smoking weed, when he was 14.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's really, really young.
Sure. Yeah.
And you don't want to share. I mean, my best friend has 3, kids that are like scholars and, doing all this stuff. So, I mean, she can't relate. I can't relate to her as far as this goes, but you walk into a Crossroads meeting, these parents and
like-minded.
Yeah, totally like-minded,
You're not alone.
Understood.
You are not alone.
If your kid now, if you're a parent and your kid's 13, 14 and you catch them vaping, smoking weed, having a drink, the last thing you're going to do is tell all the other parents, because then now all the other parents are going to keep their kids away from your kid.
Absolutely.
And now you want to talk about shame and bullying and all that. So you don't have an outlet. That's okay. That's just something that I just need to write down.
Yeah, and I want to say, like, for the 3 people that are listening,
right?
Hey, Mom.
Hey, Elaine. Love you.
Oh my God.
What was I going to say now?
Well, just your community. I was.
Yeah. What were we talking about?
If my kid got caught using.
I was going to say. I want to make clear that, Nick was very much struggling on a monthly, then weekly, then daily basis. I mean, his disease took over him very quickly.
So
I didn't just like catch him drinking one time and, throw him in Crossroads.
Right. Sure. Like so, or the farmhouse or whatever it was called, and then Crossroads, and you guys found community in Crossroads, and he's still young. He's 15.
He just turned 15. Like really, like 3 days before.
Because there was another breakdown in Nick's story that is common for a lot of people, and we'll get there. But how long were you guys in this Crossroads program?
So we were in Crossroads for 9 months. I mean, he was thriving. He relapsed a little bit in the beginning, but he came to us. He talked to Rich and I. He felt really bad. He was, even when he was relapsing there in the beginning, he was, it was perfect. He was doing great. And then he relapsed after 9 months. And I can remember thinking like, oh my gosh, this is so tragic. But then I'm like, wait a minute. He's freaking 15.
Right.
My drinking career started at 15, and nobody was going to tell me at 15 to stop drinking. There's no freaking way, right? And so
13 to 30 for me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I every time I talk to you moms, I think about myself as a teen. If my mom and dad said, "You're done," forever's a very long time at 15.
Oh my gosh, yes. Yep.
As a 39-year-old Julie, you would probably think forever's not that long because you got such a long way to go.
Yep.
And you're 39 as well, right, Julie?
Yeah.
So forever's still a very long time.
Yeah.
I am older than
But
her.
at 15
is that's impossible. There's no way. And so so he relapsed, and then he got another like 9 or 10 months, and then that shame, the shame of like he messed up again. But in our eyes, and anybody that's struggling with addiction, it's so part of the process. This is what you do.
Especially at that age.
I mean, at 15, no, we weren't
healing
expecting.
is not linear.
Exactly.
Like, that's on every level.
Right.
And it's so hard to understand that when you're the one who's everyone's like trying to support to heal.
Exactly.
It's like there's so much pressure.
Yep. And
That's
so that was
exactly
just
right.
in Nick's eyes, that was just another setback for him. Like it was something that
Another
he
reason for people to be disappointed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. When in reality, I mean, there was no disappointment at all. I mean, we just wanted him happy and healthy. That's it.
With that broken record in his own head.
Yep.
He's now.
So now he's like 16, and I think Maddie, our daughter, got a call, and then she called us. Now, what happened was Mads was also, she's older. When Nick came into Crossroads, Maddie now is in high school, her sophomore year. She's really starting to use, but we were so focused on Nick because he was younger, and it was so in our face, right? And really, the whole time I was comparing my drinking days to Maddie's, and I was like, "Oh, she's totally good," because I was way ahead of her. But Mads came to us one day and said, "I want what Nick has. I can't do this anymore. I'm drinking and driving constantly."
Oh wow!
Which is what I did. She got in this crazy car accident, and
I was wowing her coming to you and saying,
because she saw
incredibly-
Nick and how happy he was, and all the fun things we were doing at Crossroads. So so
They're
Matt's
doing something right to get to have a kid
right
have Maddie come to you and say that they're doing something really well.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so
Most of the kids end up there.
Yes,
because mom and dad took them, drug them last resort. For somebody, a young teenage or girl or boy, it doesn't matter. I was going to say females are sometimes harder in teens to deal with.
Maddie felt Nick
Hasina.
when we took Nick, you just like we were talking about earlier. I mean, he was like, okay, fine, I'll go check out this place. You get in the car and you freaking go. I mean, you have to go there because his mind, their mind can change in a heartbeat. So we walk in, and I'll never forget, Jack, the counselor at the time, took Rich and I back, and he said, Nick's going to go hang with the guys. And I was like, oh my God, this is going to be horrible. There's no way he's going to freaking hang out with these kids. And we walked out of there an hour later, and he's like, okay, this is cool. I can hang with these guys. And I just remember saying to Rich, we were walking up ahead. I'm like, don't say anything. Just don't say anything. Just get in the car.
Right. Don't ruin this for us.
Yes. I mean, it was so, and then, yeah. So anyway, but after a second relapse, Maddie called and said, Mom, I'm really worried about Nick. He's drunk and he was out driving.
Were they close?
They were close. Okay. They were very close. Yeah. And so that, the drinking and driving, that is what I did. I drank and drove all the time. I can't explain it. Whenever I drank, I had to drive. And if I wasn't driving my car, I would get to somebody else's car. It was this crazy obsession thing. So I am all over this with Nick now. He's out, he's driving, and oh man. And we found him at Rich's aunt has a farm, and that's a whole different story. But anyway, he was out different from the farm. But he was out there, and he was so drunk, but we got him home. He didn't, at that time, he hadn't had an accident or anything. So then, we have to go through all of that and the shame of him waking up. He didn't remember anything. Now, what are we going to do? So, but he was refusing to go get help. And so we just kind of did like 6 months of just monitoring and being sick to our stomach. And just knowing how the disease.
It's a level of exhaustion.
It's so
Like
exhausting.
rests in your bones.
Yep. Especially like for me, because I know how this disease works so much.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, what's you're very aware calling it a disease.
Oh yeah.
Which I feel like is
$1,000,000,000.
right. So how did you learn or like get familiar with all of the process and all that through him or before?
No, I got it from me when I went in. I got sober at 27.
Congrats.
Thanks. And I just
so you were really able to see like,
oh yeah,
this is-
100%.
okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's in both sides of our family. Super strong genes.
yeah.
So that led us to, he was super, now we're talking like he was probably like 17 now, and super depressed. Like I said earlier, he's a total outdoors guy, fishing, hunting, always with Rich out in the woods, hunting, fishing. And he was just in the basement drinking all the time. And I told a story at the gathering that it was like Nick had a remote control to our roof and would open up the roof and have alcohol delivered.
Drone dropped.
Like a drone drop, because I would walk down there, I'd scan the room, pick up bottles,
God.
go through the whole thing, and then I swear to God, the next day there'd be more. It was insane. And obviously we're a sober house. So that went on.
When did COVID? How old was he when COVID hit?
COVID hit when he was
Was he 16, 17?
When he was 16.
Because COVID played a role in him.
COVID was huge.
Fucking like his
Yes.
crossroads.
We
journey.
need to talk about that.
Yeah.
That's important because COVID, yes.
That's a good point.
All of those kids, a bunch of those kids relapsed when
Right.
COVID happened, because when you are with Crossroads, and feel free to chime in, their main goal is for these kids to hang out all the time, right? And practice being sober together and just doing fun, stupid shit together. And when COVID hit, everybody had to isolate. And so
yeah.
the kids didn't have, remember doing the Zoom meetings?
I mean, you could do your
Yeah,
best.
it
but
wasn't
it's-
long before Lucas was going out
Yep,
with
yep.
the other kids, and they were just like looking the other way.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah,
And so
'cause
I
couldn't do
told Chris this, that Amy, the director of Crossroads in St. Louis, she got a call from Chesterfield Police saying that, or I don't know if it was a call or they came by or whatever, but basically saying, look, you have to open up Crossroads. You have to reopen this during COVID because there were so many overdoses happening.
Fuck.
And so
The sheriff, was it the cop?
I don't know if it was the cop.
You
the sheriff, I
mentioned
don't
there was
know.
a cop, like a Chesterfield cop.
He was, I don't know.
That was like, you guys, they need this place.
Yes, they need this. So Amy, reopen it because there was, I remember that. I mean, I just remember
Yeah, choose
so
your public health
many
hazard.
kids.
How can we help?
This whole community and ecosystem got, I mean,
Oh my gosh.
Obliterate.
obviously the most vulnerable to the virus that lost life. Yes, were the mental health and addiction recovery community
Just got
was next on the list. It just
Yep.
got fucking wrecked.
Yep.
When you had asked how long we'd been doing this podcast, we started in January of 2020.
Oh.
We're doing episodes out of a studio at the McCausland gathering site where the underground's at. And we did, I think, I want to say 11 episodes in person, and then COVID. And the next thing you know, I'm in my basement, Jeff's in his basement. We're having Zoom guests on, and it was great. But you're fucking on Zoom all day for work.
Yes.
And now you're doing a podcast on Zoom. It's like some Zoom fatigue, which was, no, it's okay. We did it. We
Thank
had some
God
cool
there was-
guests.
Zoom fatigue is, I don't know, 80% of communicating with others, which is like how we feel we belong and like are being understood. It's nonverbal. So everything over Zoom was, I'm not just trying to figure out what to say and how to say it, but it's like, I like can't control 80% of how I'm even being received. And so like, that's exhausting.
It's a lot,
for how much
right?
pressure you put
Yep.
on the other 20% while
Sure.
you're on the Zoom.
So
like,
true. Such a
It's
good
very
point.
scientific.
Yep.
But you're right.
thank you.
So it was a lot. And then the last episode that we did of season 1 of Pondoff's Anonymous was and he's one of my best friends in the world. He just hit 60 days clean and sober. He was there that night. I think I introduced him. His brother took his own, died by suicide on New Year's Eve, 2012 or 2013, I think. Might have been 12 going into 13. Died by suicide. And it just wrecked Ryan's life. His mom, we've gone on the walks for SPC, American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, every year. I have a Team Randy shirt. We wear every October in Belleville around the square. It's really the walk of release balloons at the end. It's a beautiful thing to break stigma. A lot of speakers and moms speak, and it was he was there that night that you shared Nick's story. And there were some times I'd look over to him and he was just like, I could see him locked into the story. And as hard as it is to hear, he felt he wasn't alone for a second. And he was 45 days clean and sober. Then he's 60. Now maybe a little bit more. I thought he just sent me a picture of 60. I think he's 60, which is great. We were kindergarten together, but, it was the last episode we did was at that walk in season 1, and I had Julie, his mom, on. Fuck,
Great name.
Holy shit,
really great name.
And Randy's stepdaughter, and it was a really powerful episode. And after that episode, because it was middle of October, me and Jeff did it. I go, that was heavy. That was a heavy episode. Let's take a break through the holidays, and we'll start up season 2 in January. And then some business stuff took off, and it just pulled us both away. But that is ironic. Now that I just COVID
wrecked
everybody.
Yep.
With people going to
me to my
meetings
fucking
and
knees.
guys like me that live in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
What's so fucking funny? God damn, it's in a comedy show. Yeah, I couldn't go to my 5 a.m.
Right. Spin class.
Are you okay?
That was quick, though. I liked it.
Anyway.
I'm just imagining Chris in a spin class. Have you ever been to spin? They would whoop your ass in spin. Oh, he doesn't even know what it is.
Do you just like spin around on the floor?
Yeah, you twirl.
Yeah,
you wear a tutu.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Bad
what you
knees.
do. It is a workout.
Oh
So
my God,
COVID
I didn't last in a spin class. I lasted 20 minutes of an hour spin class at like 6:30 in the morning. All those ladies were 60 plus. I was like,
It's brutal.
you're the backbone of this.
So COVID really, now that are we done making fun of me and body shaming me? Appreciate
You
it.
started.
I mean,
you can
right
finish.
now we are.
It really wrecked his recovery community and
Yeah. Yep. It sure did. And so then that led us to just depression, lots of depression and the drinking in our basement. So, we're like, okay, we gotta do something again. So that is when we sent him to Solution Point out in California.
yeah, and that went over real well.
That went over really well. He was there for almost 4 weeks, and then he came back and he was drinking 24 hours later.
Yep.
And if
Praise.
we can just touch on that, like these. Okay, how do I say this nicely?
You don't have to.
You really don't.
I mean, just these places when you call, it was literally a 1-800 number, right? Which I had no idea how this worked. It is a full
Sobriety by the sea.
Yeah, exactly. It is a full blown
Industry.
industry.
God.
And the
So
guy that I was
predatory.
talking to, I totally connected with. I mean, he
Yeah.
was like the best salesman ever.
God, that's why I don't trust him.
And next thing we know, Nick's on a plane out to California. Now, I will say this, the place where he went, I liked the people. I do feel like they had his best interest at hand, but you cannot,
Was he over 18 at this point?
He was not. He
So
was
this
17.
is still
He was 17. Yep. You know, nothing works for 30 days. Nothing. I mean, and then they wanted him to stay at Sober Living out there, and Rich was like, absolutely not. So we brought him back here.
What part of Cali was it? Like Southern?
I think it was Southern. Yeah.
My wife's from Southern Cal.
She is?
Crazy ass.
I'm screaming.
When she moved to St. Louis, all her friends were like, yeah, the Midwest suits you. She's like, is that a compliment?
She's perfect.
Yeah. So then what? So then he was drinking, you know, and we're like, okay, dude, you got to go. So we kicked him out of the house, and he stayed at,
First time and giving him the boot. Like
this was the first time. Yep. Yep. And so he actually was staying with a bunch of great kids. We know their families very well. We'd sit in meetings with them. I know all the boys, all the parents, all Crossroads kids, former Crossroads kids. And he was doing okay there, but you know, those guys also, you know,
they're kids, they're teenagers. I mean, these, God, that, like for people to expect perfection, that miss me with that shit. So.
Yep. So, where was he working? Oh, he got.
Oh yeah.
He was working. He's first job at
Home Depot.
No. First job at what is it?
Home Depot comes.
The car wash.
The car wash.
Thank you, Julie.
What was it called?
Zips or
Oh
something?
yeah, Zips. Oh my God, yes, freaking sucks. Yeah, but he was
Shout
really.
out to
There goes Zips being a sponsor.
I mean, shout out. I mean, they're all closed. I mean, it's legit. They suck. They closed down. But anyway,
I don't want him as a sponsor.
He was there, yeah, and he was doing a really good job. They even kind of made him like co-manager or whatever. But
the car wash I grew up going
story.
to, Julie, we would go in.
Yeah.
All my buddies worked there, and that they would shut the garage doors, and we would sell drugs.
Okay.
Go out.
I'm sure that was happening as far as like the weed goes and drinking. But I mean, he used to come home and tell me crazy ass stories.
My mom would be like, "You keep your car so clean."
Yeah. What was I going to say? So.
Oh, he was given the management type job.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. This is a story that's really important along the way. Okay, so he was there, and okay, so you have to picture Nick, a really good looking kid, hilarious, super funny, but not confident in himself, right? Mm-hmm. And so his manager wanted him to start selling more, whatever, cards or whatever. Okay, so I came home one day, and God, how did this work? I came home one day, and he like was slurring his words, and I'm like, Nick, what's going on? So I went in his room. Oh man. And his entire body was like locked up, and his jaw was super locked up, and he looked like, just to give you a picture, it's somebody with like cerebral palsy, where, you know, they're
Mm-hmm.
Just
wrist and
yes. So we called 911, and we went straight to Mercy South. And what he did was he had taken some medicine that he thought was going to help him perk him up, to give him more of a personality, because he was so stressed out about selling these membership things. Yeah. Right. And so,
because he wanted to do a good job.
He wanted to do a good job.
But didn't believe he could do it on his own.
Exactly. That was it. That was the theme of Nick. So we got through that. That was really scary. Really scary. He did not come around from that until probably, I don't know, 8 hours later.
What was it?
He had taken some of Maddie's medicine, some of her
ADHD.
No, it wasn't her. She was on that, but I don't. It starts with an F.
Fluoxetine.
No, that's what I'm on.
Same girls.
Wait a minute. No. Sorry, not F. Rexulti.
Oh.
It was Rexulti.
I can see the commercial. I can hear
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
for sure.
And if you hear, I mean, it says on there, side effects, blah blah blah. They name all the billion,
like your
all
dick's
of
gonna
them,
fall off. You're
Yep.
gonna shit your brains out. You're gonna have warts.
And one of
your
them
eyeballs.
is yes. One of them is
That's what they say.
muscle lockup, and that is what happened to him. He took
That would scare the fuck out of me.
it. Scared me so much
Yeah.
because I was on the phone with Teresa, another one of our good friends, Crossroads mom, who's a nurse, and I just remember talking to her through the whole night, and it was scary. I did not. The doctor did not know if his muscles were going to, for better words, go back to normal. Yeah, all because
God,
His confidence.
his confidence.
He thought it would help him.
do
Yep.
anything to.
So then what? So then, he's doing a lot of, they were like, these kids were like 18, 19. So they're partying, but nothing, to my knowledge, nothing crazy, just being kids. And then what happened? Then he left the guy's house, and came back home. I'm trying to think why, because he was feeling the car wash folded. The whole industry folded. So he came back home. He was so embarrassed to not have a job, and for Nick to get a job was super, super scary. Like to talk to somebody, because you have to present yourself, right? And it is scary.
Yeah.
So he came back home, did a lot of drinking, and is that when he got his DUI? Yes. So then
Was it an accident or
it
did he
was
get pulled over?
yes, it was an accident. And I have to just say, I'm just having all these flashbacks.
It's okay.
There were so many times where I was in the ER with him for alcohol poisoning.
Really
Yeah.
puking.
Yep. Puking.
God.
Oh, so many times. So many times.
So it's funny. Zoe had mentioned earlier, and you're so great about calling it out as a disease. Like when people hear this, what my response to them is, tell me it's not a disease.
It is
you are just making yourself so sick. This isn't going out to the bar and being
Yeah.
overserved by two or three drinks
You're
or
not having a good
doing
time,
shots.
like-
Yeah. Or even, going out with speaking from a guy and in all seriousness, no joking, but like chasing, go to the
Yeah.
bar. I'm going to
Yeah.
chase some girls and I'm going to do a couple shots to get more confident. There's a level of that, okay, that may be what alcohol is, why it's sold. This is not that. This is him drinking to escape whatever the fuck.
By
pain.
himself, mostly.
By
Right.
himself, a lot
Not with
of
other people.
isolating at this time. Yep. Lots of isolating, lots of drinking by himself.
It's fucking heartbreaking.
And so he, God, how did that work? Oh God, it was my first day. I'm a teacher. It was my first day at summer school. And Rich called me when I was finished, and he said, you got to meet me at the tow place. What your biggest fear was has happened. One of your biggest fears has happened. He got a DUI. And oh my God, this is hard, because we went down to look at his Jeep to get some things out of his Jeep, and his head had went through the windshield. He was completely fine, not a scratch on him. But I just remember the sun hitting the
God.
windshield, and glass was all over, and there you could see strands of his hair flapping with
As a
blood,
mom, that's
with
gotta be-
just a little bit of blood. There was just a little bit of blood. That kept me up at
Sure.
night, right? I mean, there was, yeah. So,
Still
And this was
Godfather.
just a single car accident.
this is just a single car accident. He ran into a telephone pole.
And And where was he? Hospital? Jail?
No, he was in jail.
What time did the accident happen?
The accident happened at like 10 o'clock at night.
Okay.
Yeah. So then he was in jail. We had to go get him from jail. That's not right. There was another time he was in jail. And all the parents out there that are listening, and I know you can relate, there's so much sickness to this disease. There's so much chaos that you forget what happens when.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's hard to do the chronological order.
It is. There was a
brain's
time where he was very, very intoxicated downstairs, and this is before his DUI. And we didn't know what the hell to do with him anymore. And so he and my husband kind of got in this argument, and we called the cops, and I was a fucking nut. The cops, I said, you need to take my son. He's got to go to jail.
Yeah,
you have to go. You have to take him. And he's like, man, we can't take him. Nothing happened. And I said, he kind of reached for my son, and I was just like beating on his shoulder. I'm like, take him. He had something. You have got to take my son. He needs help. Something has to wake him up.
I've done what I can do.
And so they took him, and he was just there for the night, because we wanted to scare him, right? Look, dude, this is where your life can go. So then.
Wait, real quick, you have to share what he said to you.
Oh my gosh!
When he
Nick
got
said,
out, this is how scared he was.
This is how scared he was. This is how. This is just. He goes, they didn't even give me a blanket. And we were like, wow.
Yeah. Hard life.
Yeah.
Lesson
really, really, really hard life. Rich and I were just like, what the fuck? Oh my God.
Missed the point.
Yep. Totally missed the point. So that led us to just more drinking. So let's just, get to the difficult part. So he went back into the house with the guys, and he got a job at Home Depot. He got an overnight job. The reason why he got an overnight job, because in Nick's mind, Nick's constant script in his head was, I'm the dumbest person in the world. I'm not worthy. So he got overnight so that he would less people to talk to, less people to interact with.
Yeah,
Isolating. And so he got a job at Home Depot, and he was doing great. He got all these little accolades, and oh my gosh, I mean, he was doing great. He was doing awesome, and he was responsible. He hated to miss work. He was just really, and I was driving him. That's it. I was driving him the whole time because he had gotten his DUI there. So I would take him, drive him out to Chesterfield, and Rich would pick him up. And I say that because, I worked all day, and then I would have to go and pick him up and take him out there. And I would just complain about it a lot, And now I'm like, God, why did I do that? I mean, we had such a good.
It was a lot, though.
We had such a good time in the car. We would jam out together. He's a huge country fan, and so anyway. But what happened at Home Depot was they had a meeting one night, and from what I gathered, it was just this little team meeting. And because Nick worked the hardest and kind of stood out as the, I don't know, whatever you want to say, top employee or whatever of this crew, this night crew, that I guess his boss said something like, hey, Nick, I want you to work on this or something like that. But Nick took it as, you're a failure, you're a loser, you fucked up everything.
Pebble feels like a fucking
exactly boulder. And so he got up and he walked out, and he said, I just quit. I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? Because he just had a year there. And he's like, yeah. He's like, I can't do it anymore. They think I'm
I'm doing my best, and they still have something bad to say. Even if that's not what they're saying.
Exactly. And
That's what he heard.
the
Yeah.
gut-wrenching thing about that story is that all of his bosses came to the funeral, came to the visitation.
I'll bet, because he was probably the best employee they had.
And the man that had that meeting was just sobbing. I
Oh.
mean, sobbing. And he said, he said, I mean, he was the best employee that we had. I never, ever would have like called. I didn't call him out
this
like
poor
that.
guy.
And you know, I'm just
Like as an employer, you know, you want your employees
Exactly.
to grow. Like
This guy's struggling to this day. I
Yep.
bet, and gonna
Yep.
be for a
Yep.
while. Forever. This is not a journey.
we were going to meet up with them. We wanted to, because I wanted to
Hear stories.
I wanted to hear Nick's stories. What was he like at work? You know, because I just
It's gonna
saw
be so opposite of what his
so opposite.
broken record was.
Yep. And we still plan to do that. We set something up, and then it was just a little too soon. I mean, actually, it was very soon. It was like,
Well, if you're saying that, it's too soon.
yeah.
Julie.
Good
Yeah.
point.
We opened with that. Like
Yeah.
it was in, and I will say, I don't know if, and I'm not a clinician. Nobody confuses me as a clinician, certainly, but
just in case anyone had so far,
I am not.
let it be known.
I think people are worried of, and one thing we said, we had coffee, was nobody's putting this fire out that you have in you. You're going to go. It's what's keeping you going.
Oh yeah.
You have such a great community that probably not if you maybe stumble and crash a little bit along the way, you got people that will catch you and help you get back
100%.
up.
Oh my God, yeah.
But it's really, I mean, I just thinking of the right word, like remarkable and courageous. And I mean, those just don't do it justice on how you're out there screaming from the top of a mountain.
You know, I have to say, thank you. I hear that a lot, but to me, it's like, what? I mean, of course I'm going to do this. Like, I don't understand that as a mom, I guess. I mean, you know, I don't have the privilege of my friends that get to talk about their kids, their sons in particular, because I lost mine. And so when you ask me to do this, speak, whatever, I'm going to talk about Nick because he was fucking amazing, hilarious, just a great kid that just, you know, fell to shame and the disease of addiction. And so if I can, you know, it sounds so freaking cliche, but if I can help one, you know, family out there, I mean, really, that's the goal.
It's why we started this little shit show and, you know, fuck around on a microphone from Amazon and put it on YouTube, is because we've heard it, and I've seen it in the short time I've known you. It's one person's worth it. The numbers of people that Nick's light is shining on is countless. I think God gives us a couple glimpses along the way of when somebody approaches you and stops you in your tracks that you've never met and said, I heard this there and it hit me. That happens all the time. We just, you know, we only hear about it.
Sure. You're not
Right.
going to know all the.
Right.
So, and whenever you need to take a break, you take a break. Whenever you need to take care of yourself,
Yep.
that's happening somehow,
Yeah.
some way. But reach out. You have such a village. I mean,
I do.
I've never,
I really
was
do.
So, yeah, I just am
But, like,
impressed.
Also, because you're talking about it, like you have so many people who feel like they can be in your life safely because your doors are open. Like you're like,
Mhm.
this is how I can understand people. Like who else is with me?
This
Like,
is, I mean, I never in a million years thought I didn't even know you guys, you know, talking, or even Jules. I mean, you know,
Sure.
but this is where it's led me to. And yeah, I mean, I am on fire. I will talk to whoever that wants to talk.
Yes, she will.
You know, I did I already say this, that my first hashtag on my hashtags is vulnerability is the key to connection.
Mm.
How are we going to get these young people
Mhm.
to get vulnerable so that they can make connections and feel safe with others. They can do it at Crossroads through Crossroads, but not everybody's going to go to Crossroads. So how do we do this?
I want to make sure that's a big topic for Saturday. Potty?
Yeah,
it's okay.
Please don't talk about anything really serious because I'm having a really good time. But I have to pee so bad. I'm gonna.
Should we just be silent while she's
No.
gone?
I can't. I'm not able to do that. So we'll talk about. I want to make sure we talk about that hashtag and how that looks on April 11th when we have that roundtable.
It's huge.
Because I think you just nailed something, especially. And we kid and everything, but I was a teenage boy athlete with a dad that didn't talk about any of the fucking trauma he went in besides taking me to the wall to see his brother's name and to the graves and shit like that, but he wouldn't talk about it. Vulnerabilities, I didn't know what it fucking was until I got sober. I learned it in rehab and detox because you could sit in a group with people, and I was 30.
Yep.
The only time I'm being honest, the only time I would get vulnerable with my guy friends is if we struck out at the bar with the ladies, went home and did blow and played cards all night. And then we'd start talking about like the deepest hurts. My buddy'd be playing cards and talk about the Catholic priest that tried to fuck him. And they're like, oh shit, you didn't. And then we dig into that and he'd start crying, but we're playing cards. We would have to be high or didn't go to rehab. So how do we, that might be a solution we can strive towards is providing and encouraging not just young not even alpha, that's a stupid term, teenage boys,
I know,
girls too.
Absolutely 100% girls.
Because the shame that y'all fucking deal with, and then you can see teenage girls start to cannibalize each other.
Oh my gosh,
and horrible to each other. Like that's got to stop. But I'm sure it stems, if you unpack it, I haven't really done this, but some shame. It starts with shame. Who can be the less embarrassed or that's
why I think I said this at the gathering that it's an epidemic.
Yes.
Suicide is an epidemic in the United States. It is. When I first started posting, and now I've only been doing this for 5 months. I cannot tell you how many DMs I get from complete strangers of parents. My son is struggling. My daughter's struggling. What do I do? And I'm just a mom. I'm not, I'm just a mom, but it is out there. It is. And so we need to talk about it. We have to get rid of this stigma. It literally is life or death. It really is.
I think that's the key. More people need to do what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because like you said, Chris, there's so many ways that you don't know that you are reaching, that it is happening. Things are working, I've shared this with Julie. Nick's passing has sparked a fire under my son. He knew him. And
really?
It made him kind of move forward in a way that he was stuck. And he said, because, so he has already helping. It's already helping.
And
we just have to keep continuing.
Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing that, Jules. And I truly feel, because Nick was so filled with shame, that he's like, yes, Mom, you've got a big ass mouth. Get out there and freaking start, saying it.
God gave it to you for a reason.
Exactly. Like, get out there and start doing it. I really do.
He's at peace watching you and loving everything.
Yeah.
Yep. Do you think that, and I don't want to hear anybody if they're from his work crew or his supervisors at Home Depot for like to wear this at all? That's not what you were getting at earlier. But do you think that was the final straw of all the straws that quitting?
Yeah.
Feeling that
yes,
shame?
Because he could not get himself to go. It was so hard for him to get that job at Home Depot, right? But he did it, made connections with people, was doing well,
Right.
and then to have to go and do that all again, because in his mind it was he fucked up again,
Mhm.
he wasn't worthy enough. So yes, that was the
And how-
beginning
and-
of the end. Yes.
And then how old was he when that?
So he was 20.
20? Because
Yep.
and that's what I was.
He was no,
Yeah.
he was
Because that happened in the spring?
yes.
So the reason I ask is because something you shared at Underground Gathering on we get 15 to 20 minutes, so we have much more time here. But this is really important to where you were as a exhausted. You and your husband both did everything and then some that a parent can do, fighting a helpless, doing whatever you can to help your son. You were scared to death of him turning 21.
The moment that, and this is, I mean this, I truly mean this. The day that Nick turned 20, I was in full out panic mode because I was counting the days.
You had 1 year left.
1 year. And you and I know that when you turn 21, some of my
My dad took me to Vegas. I went to Vegas
Exactly.
my 21st birthday.
Exactly.
Got
Yeah.
a couple Russians actually, but that's
Yeah.
a different story. Different podcast, Julie.
It's but
Anastasia.
I mean, it's a
I only remember one of their names.
but
Go
it's
Dad.
We're talking about the Russian I had on my 21st birthday in Vegas. Name it Anastasia. All right. Trying to fill you in.
I thought you were talking about Julie and Julie.
Yeah. So anyway, on his 20th birthday, that is when, I got super angst because I know the disease. I know I saw myself and Nick and like any 20-year-old that's, in the party scene. What do? You count down to your 21st birthday,
No,
right?
It's like a
it's
fucking
a
advent
right.
calendar.
It's exactly, that is
Right.
exactly right. It's like a fucking advent calendar. And so
I was buying booze at every place I could buy booze
Oh,
here
yeah.
in Belleville from like 16 on. But
Yep.
when I went into Quick Trip at 12:01 a.m.
Sure.
And they could not wait to flash that fucking
Yep.
idea.
Yep. It is a rite of passage.
Already shit-faced, but
Yep.
yes. So you've said that, and I think that's important because a lot of parents are excited for their kids to turn 21. It's a rite of passage into an adulthood, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
and not for you. You were
No, I was absolutely
stomaching
terrified.
that.
To the point where last May, so this would have been in May of 2025, I went into the business office at Churchill and said, I was sobbing. I was having like a panic attack.
Oh, that's-
Nick's birthday is in October. This was in May. And I talked to my friend Maureen. Shout out Maureen. She's awesome.
Shout out Maureen.
Maureen and Rachel. And I said I need to change my whole health insurance because he's going to be 21 this next school year, and things are going to be really bad. I know he's going to have to go back to treatment.
So you amped it up. You're like, I'll pay whatever.
Yep, I sure did.
Premiums.
Yep.
And when was his birthday? October what? You said
October 5th.
October 5th.
Yep. And so all last summer, he would come over to the house, hang out. He and Rich were super close. They'd watch hockey, watch, the Cardinals. But like in September is when my panic anxiety even took it to another level because he was so terrified still to get a job, and he was shaming himself every single day and drinking by himself at the guy's house.
And you saw his money going.
I saw his money.
Window.
Yes, his account is hooked up to mine, and his money was going way down. And so, actually, in September, Rich said, "I'm worried about him. I can't go over there. I think something happened. I'm so worried. You have to go."
In September.
In September. And so I remember driving over there and I saw his car in the driveway. And I remember thinking, if nothing happened, Nick is going to kill me, because I'm like, hey,
Right,
hey,
he's not
buddy,
killing
you
you.
know, all that. And so I'm like, listen, his car's there. I called one of the kids' parents that I'm friends with, and she said, you know, her son had mentioned that Nick's drinking had really taken off. He was really starting to isolate. But that day he was still, you know, he was alive. And then he turned 21 on October 5th, and I have this video of him at my mom's house, and we all sang happy birthday, and he was in a pretty good mood. And then that last month, he just he was at the 66 gas station that was basically right by his house every single day. And what am I going to do? You know, he's 21. The very first thing
They're not going to cut him off.
They're not going to cut him off. The very first thing I learned when I went through treatment, the very first thing I learned was let the crisis happen. Let it get so fucking shitty that, you know, something has to happen.
I get that, and I'm told to tell that, and I've told that to moms before that have called me that want it more than their kid, and I say,
yes,
here's what I'm supposed to tell you as
Yes.
a white male that's not a mother, that will never be a mother. I'm a father, but I'm not a mother. I'm about to tell you to not mother, and I'm not going to give you 100% odds.
Yep.
And I'm not going to give you 100% guarantee that if you stop mothering, it'll save their kid's life.
Yep.
Right.
And
So I say that so I don't catch a right hook, because it's a tough conversation. And I'm gonna, when I sit down, I have a mom, and I knew how to work it. There's something about a mom's heart that when you talk to moms about enabling, and you guys are way past that, but like, to your point, when I'm talking to these moms and telling them what enabling is, it's basically what mothering is. And then to tell them to stop, they look at you like, you go fuck yourself, kid.
Oh, yeah.
What are you gonna? You don't know what you're asking me to do.
Yeah. I mean, I would say it's like mothering, but it takes a different level.
Sure,
Yeah.
I'm going to use
You
that
know.
on my next
Yeah.
conversation, because they come. I would say moms probably call me and call us and people that they know that are out there that are available for just knocking, you know, some questions off of it. I would, if I had to pie chart it, I bet the biggest slice is moms calling, because they obviously always want it before their kid does.
Sure.
yeah,
And it
that
doesn't
was
matter
on
what
my
age.
that was on my phone. That's so weird. I just had this flashback of I had a quote on my phone that when Nick was heavily in the disease, I had on my phone, you can't want it more than they do.
Mm-hmm.
And I would just constantly
Or
Look at that.
the reading I had on detachment. That's
yes.
nobody ever said my
Yep.
mommy got me here to be sober. And moms, it's not how it works.
Yep.
That's that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
And
gonna use
so
all this.
you know, so what do you do? So then
Right.
as all of us moms and dads, moms and dads do, you are watching your child, you know, just suffer, just go down this horrendous hell hole, and you cannot fucking do anything about it. There's not one thing you can do. I started talking to a girl. She's my good friend now, Dawn.
Don Stanley.
Yeah, Dawn Stanley. Yep. I got her name from our friend, our mutual friend Denise, who was using her. And Dawn is like, I mean, you talk about like a powerhouse, freaking badass. So what Dawn does is she talks to parents like me or the addict. She works with adults. And gets them into treatment,
Yep.
but it's not crappy treatment like California, where you're out there for 3 weeks and then you
A
come
body
back.
broker, yeah.
Anywhere that Dawn goes, any place that Dawn recommends, she has been there in the bed, eating their food.
Sure.
She knows the staff very well, so she's not going to recommend a place, you know. And I got all this information from our friend Denise, who is using her for her son. And so
I know a couple people that work with Dawn now. That Joe and
Shelly, yes, yep.
I was actually texting with
So devoted.
somebody that she's connected that's going to come on the podcast here in a little bit, a couple weeks. That knows Dawn real well.
She's awesome.
She seems
She's a fucking warrior badass.
Wow.
Yeah. So you know, you learn all these things in Crossroads and you do them, and then Crossroads moves away, so then you're trying different things. You're holding back, you're letting them figure it out, but then they get really bad, so you have to jump in, and you are in constant fight or flight mode. You are. I mean, when you raise a kid that struggles with the disease of addiction, it is constant fight or flight. It never goes away. So so that brings us to October. We celebrated his birthday, and then Dawn recommended, as she needed to, for us to hold back. She's like, Julie, he's going to be running out of money. You know, he's gonna that was another thing. He was a great saver. Nick saved so much money at Home Depot. I mean, outside of the, you know, the drinking. I mean, he paid cheap rent.
Bottles of vodka doesn't.
Yep.
It's not super. You don't drain bank accounts typically.
When you
can
have
on other stuff, but
right?
If you're at the bottom of the barrel vodka,
so
or Fireball, even then they fucking should outlaw that.
So what was I saying?
So you're pulling back. That's where you guys are.
And so she's like, we want him to just kind of jolt his thinking, like, oh my God, mom and dad are not here again. They're not supporting me. They're not doing anything. So holy shit, I gotta do something for myself. Right. And so, so the last week was a Monday, and it was awful. He called me, and he was super, super drunk. And I called Dawn. I'm like, he's wanting money. What do I do? He's saying he's hungry, right? Your kid is hungry. So, I mean, I'm his mom, so I'm torn. I'm so torn. And she said, you can go to his house and drop food off, or you can,
like order him food.
Order DoorDash for him. And so he said, I'll have a pizza. And this is such a God thing, because he gave the Emo's Pizza guy the wrong address, and it was a shit show. He's so hammered, I can hardly understand him. I'm talking to the pizza guy, blah blah blah, and I didn't know his address before, but because of that whole escapade, I remembered his address, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So
sure.
That was on Monday night, and you know, my last text to him, he's like, don't come over here, it's all fucked up, you know, just go home with the pizza, blah blah blah. And you know, mom, I'm like, oh no, you're fucking getting this pizza now.
Right, said you were hungry, now you're gonna eat.
Ass, you're getting it, right? So my last text to him was, it's under your mailbox, good night. And you know, I told Nick all the time that I loved him, but I was so pissed at him that night that I did not tell him that I loved him. And I know that he loves me, but as a mom, it's
not verbally, but your last thing you did for him was provide a need.
I did. It's just I think about that. I'm like, God, I always told him I loved him. How could I not say it then? But anyway, so we didn't talk to him on Tuesday night, all day Tuesday, because we're doing the thing, you know, we're waiting, just waiting this out, waiting for him to come to us. Tuesday night, Wednesday goes by. Wednesday night, I literally, it's a total God thing. I woke up from a deep sleep on Wednesday night, and I sat up in bed, and I took a breath, and I went outside, and I just screamed, and I said, Lord, something has to happen to him again. He has to go to jail. He has to get another DUI. He has to, whatever it is, something has to happen. He's so bad right now. I mean, I just felt it to my core. And I was just out there pleading with God. And I went to work on Thursday, didn't talk to him. Went to work on Friday, which was Halloween, had the Halloween, shenanigans at school, did all that. And Friday night, Rich was really struggling with not talking to him. And so we both texted him, said, we love you. We're here for you. And then I had, on Saturday, I was getting groceries out, and Rich called me and said that he got a call from Nick's roommate, that he couldn't find him. And Rich was doing such a great job. He was taking Nick to work with him some days just to get him out of the house, to get him out of his mind, because he was isolating so much. And they were working on this kitchen project together. My husband's a carpenter, remodeler guy. And so his roommate called Rich and said, is he with you? His car's here, but we don't see him. I just opened up his door, and they were kind of leaving him alone because he was isolating so much and drinking so much. He was just drinking, passing out because he was so miserable. And so Rich said, go check the woods. And his roommate called back just 20 seconds later and said, I found him. He's in the woods. And so Rich called me and he said, he's unresponsive. You need to call 911. So I just, I didn't even think to get in my car. I did not even think to get in my car.
Thank God.
I ran to my neighbor's house. I was pounding on the door as I was talking to 911, and I never would have known his address except for the couple nights before that, because I had to repeat it a million times. And so my neighbor, Jordan and Christina, he's like, I'll take you. And so he drove me over there, and it was it was the worst day of my life. I said, it's just like what you see. It's just like what you see in the movies and on TV shows, because all I wanted to do was go back behind the house in the woods and see him. I had to go there. And the police, there were so many police there, and she's literally holding me back. You cannot go back there. And I said, I am going back there. I had to touch his face. I just wanted to touch his face. I said, I had to touch his face. And at that time, I didn't know that he was even gone. And I said, what's going on? I said, we're going to the hospital. And, she just said, I'm sorry to say, but your son's passed away. Oh, and then it's just like what you hear in the movies. I mean, the scream that I let out is just, I've never experienced that. And then Rich came over there, and tons of police, detective. I didn't know how any of this worked. I got pulled into the detective car right away. He's asking me all these questions, which I didn't even know you do.
You're like,
when
right now, really?
Yeah,
we're
right
doing
now,
this?
right now. And so, he just needed information. I didn't know you did that when it was somebody that took their own life. I thought that was just for like homicide things. So he took a statement from me, and he took one from Rich, and it was, and I just remember I did not sleep at all like those first 2 weeks. I just remember the next day the sun came up, and I had not slept, and I just remember thinking, my God, this was so pointless. We could have worked through this. We could have done this.
Bargaining.
Yeah, just lots of bargaining.
It's the only way we know how to
so much
because
bargaining.
You'll never know why. It's not like you can get to the understanding part or whatever, and it's like
so much bargaining. And you know, I say this, I don't know if I don't know if this is a good thing or not, but I've met so many moms along the way now. I mean, 5 months in, and I guess that the only quote unquote gift that I had is that I had a sign that Nick was struggling. You know, he was struggling. The disease, you know, as they say, it progresses. The disease was definitely progressing. So did I think that this was in the back of my head? Was it a possibility? Yes. Did Nick promise me, Mom, I will never do that to you and Dad? I would never do that. Yes, he said that. Of course he did. God. And so, yeah, it just, so I have, if I can call it a gift, that at least I knew that he was struggling. Whereas some parents, like I just met with a mom a couple weeks ago, she had no signs, absolutely no signs. They went out to dinner 2 nights prior, and then she found her son. So, you know, it's just, but yeah, pretty much. I mean, I'm in a world of hurt, but I am so mad at the disease of addiction. It has put a fire in me, like, okay, like you have fucked with the wrong mom, because I will fucking do whatever I can to help these young kids, to help parents. Let's figure this fucking shit out, because it's so crappy out there. Everything is. And I do it all in the name of Nick. I mean, he was just, God, he was just so funny. He was so good to me. He was so good to me. He loved his mama. He loved his mom. He was a total jokester. I'd be running around Christmas Eve day looking for like random shit that I needed. And then the next day it'd be underneath the tree wrapped up. Just to piss me off, you know, like, I'm like, where in the world did that freaking big, like the Coke go, all this Coca-Cola that we need, you know, for the party. And then it's under the tree. I'm like, God, Nick. And he's like,
Elaine, don't listen to
yeah. And, you know, because he was struggling, especially the last 3 years, it was so bittersweet to see all of these kids come to the visitation and the funeral and just say all these positive things. My God, he was that's another thing that I have to say. He was such an athlete. When he was at Churchill, those 5 years, he got most athletic every single year by himself, name on the board. He still holds the record for most pull-ups, 27 he got when he was in 4th grade.
Oh, that's impressive.
Yeah.
I've never done a pull-up.
Yeah, super strong, just so gifted, great pitcher, loved baseball. But so yeah, these kids now are, you know, I've connected again with these guys, and the stories that they tell, I'm just like, what? And you know, they saw a different side that we saw, and that gives me comfort, you know.
Yeah,
it gives me a lot of comfort. But just so many people at the visitation and the funeral that, you know, they would just come up to me and say he was the greatest. He was so funny. He was such a good friend.
Yeah,
I mostly am at a loss, but just the deep, deep sorrow that I have for you and your heart and Rich and Maddie, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And this whole community. One thing that I've noticed, and I'm not trying to get all fucking spiritual pastory here, but maybe I am. Like, you've, throughout this conversation, have said probably more times than I can count, it was such a God thing here. It was such a God thing there. It was such a God thing here. It was such a God thing there. You're clinging to a cross as we talk, and you really started clinging to it when it got very hard here. I mean, it's no secret. I'm a pretty big Jesus guy. Zoe is
Jesus freak for life.
like you could have told God to go fuck himself a long time ago. You could tell him that now, and like nobody would judge you, like anybody with a heart and a soul and a brain. But you haven't.
I haven't, and I'll tell you why. Because my faith really grew when I got sober. Because there's no way that should be alive. Because
Amen.
because of the amount of drinking and driving that I did.
Solid.
Jail, killed someone, killed myself. That was the road I was on, and he literally took the obsession of the mind of drinking away from me. So that's when my faith really started to grow. But the night after Nick passed away, not sleeping, walking around on my driveway, and God literally said to me, and I don't even know if I've ever told you this, but
I think so.
he just spoke to me, and he said, just quietly, he said, I got him. He did. He said, I got him. And I just saw this picture of Nick up there, just at peace, and just the peace that he just wanted so desperately on this earth that he just could not get that relief from. I literally heard the voice of God say that to me, and it just brought me such comfort. Now, that is not to say that, I mean, I have had plenty of days where I'm on, I took a leave of absence from work. I go back next week actually to work. I haven't been there in 5 months. Yes.
I know. I didn't realize. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I took this, and I was just like, how do people go back after they just lose someone? That's another God thing. We've never, ever, ever, Churchill has never offered short or long-term disability ever. And when I changed my insurance last May, I signed a paper. I didn't remember, but Maureen's like, "Oh my God, Julie, you signed up for this short and long-term disability. You can take it." I'm like, "What? I did?" And so I'm the first one that has taken it. And I just,
we talked about this on our coffee, and this space needs you. Those kids need you at Churchill. TOO. There's got to be a way that you can tend to both. I don't, but you know what? I like you were telling me, like, what this is. You don't see yourself ever not being advocating, helping, screaming, however, even if it comes in some form with a paycheck. But I also, when you said that, we need you. But I also think about all those kids at Churchill that need you badly. And somebody told me, was it true you did not want them to come?
I did not. I am known at Churchill as Mrs. Wacky Wiseman. I'm the spirit leader. I lead the Peace Builders Assembly. I'm very, very silly, and I am dearly loved. I know that. I can say that confidently. I love my students. I love the people that I work with, but I did not want my students there at all. I want them to know me as Happy Mrs. Wiseman, and that's it.
I mean, here you are, your lowest moment that you'll ever be at, and you're still protecting these kids.
Yeah, there's no way. I did not want them to.
Are you excited to go back to work a little bit?
I'm excited. Yeah, I've been there. I've popped in a couple times, and it's always just like,
yeah, I can't hear those little fuckers.
Yes,
that's my kids that age. So.
Yeah, it's going to be hard. Nick went there for 5 years. I never, after he left, I never pictured him in the hall. But when I was there the other day, I literally saw him coming down the hall. But, my work, they are so supportive. And I know they're just going to, just be there with me through this. I don't think any of us are expecting me to just go back and just, start right back in the swing of things, just kind of.
Well, the swing's gonna be different.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like
It's
who is wacky Miss Wiseman?
yes. Yep.
Those kiddos,
They're so lucky.
they'll be a little medicinal for you, I'm sure. And you say this a lot. It's be both and, like, it can
God,
be brutal and beautiful at the same time.
Yes.
I
Yes.
think you got a lot of that coming. I would imagine.
Yeah, I do.
But that's been your journey for longer than 5 months. He's been so
Miss
sick.
Wiseman's cool too.
Yeah, sure. He was so, like, that level of pain, and it's not like we just can't. I don't think we can relate to it. I don't think it's possible.
I
don't want to. Fuck it.
Yeah. You
It's
honestly, you that is what I found out. You cannot, and I say to everybody, this is the worst thing I hope that I will ever go through, right? It's so awful. I don't really have any enemies, but if I did, I it sounds so cliche, but I wouldn't wish it's horrible. It is a nightmare. I walked out of Churchill on Halloween as Mrs. Wacky Wiseman, and now I am changed, right? I am changed. It's
A different human being. Yeah.
completely. I mean, when Nick passed away, a part of me, a part of Rich, a part of Maddie, all went up with him for sure.
I pray for Rich often.
Thank you.
I mean it.
Thank you. He's I talked about this. My husband and I grieve in very, very different ways. I'm very outgoing. I'm very vocal. I want to, get the message out there. He is, this crushed him. I mean, they were great buddies. They were just such good buddies, and they were so connected by nature. And you hear when somebody passes, like it's all the first news of everything, the first Christmas we just had, the first Thanksgiving, and I shared this on my last post, I think, like the spring is so much different. I'm just hearing the birds more, and I'm noticing the little kids out in my neighborhood riding their bikes more, because Nick was a madman and would ride up and down, and hey mom, and constantly doing wheelies and just a nut. And it's so painful. It's so painful. It's just
if Rich ever needs a buddy or a pal or something, I mean, I would love to meet him for coffee.
I appreciate that. He's
I know it's
sometimes sometimes I worry. He gets up still pretty much every morning and cries. Sometimes I'll hear him in the shower or out in the garage. Which makes me kind of relieved that he's.
I was gonna say, good for him. Oh my!
No, he does.
Sure.
But as far as anything else, he's having a hard time talking about it. A really hard time.
never any pressure. The door is always open.
But
whether
thank
it's
you.
Wednesday night or
Thank you, Chris.
Sunday
I
in the
appreciate
middle
that.
of the night, whatever, anything in between. Before we let you go, Nick's Beautiful Angels is a group. If there's moms out there that are listening, dads out there that are listening, siblings. It's not just moms. I get caught
Chris
up.
loves moms.
I do. Used to single moms used to be.
She knew it was
I
coming.
knew that was
She
coming.
knew it.
I knew it was coming.
Nick's Beautiful Angels is not a single moms dating group.
If it was, they would sponsor us.
Tell us a little bit about. Do you guys meet every other Wednesday?
We meet every other Wednesday, and now we're meeting at the gathering because of you. Shout out to you. Thank you so much.
No, you guys are.
And we are just a group of moms, young people. It's not all moms. It could be young people. We've had
Mhm.
dudes
Yeah.
there too.
yeah. Dads, anybody that wants to talk about the hard stuff, depression, addiction, suicide. Because, like I say, if you can get vulnerable, you're going to open up and you're going to start getting that shit out of you,
It's the
right?
Community and connection.
It's
We always say
everything. It is
the opposite of
everything.
addiction is connection.
Yes.
It applies to the isolation and darkness of severe chronic depression and mental health, where we want to self-medicate. It's also tied up. When I peeked in on you guys on Wednesday, a lot of people were on spring break, but you guys that were there, so people brought pictures, brought bracelets, brought things to remember their loved one. So, be encouraged to do so. And if you need any information on that, reach out to us at the PA Network. We'll
Yeah, for
get
sure.
you it.
Yeah.
You might have to postpone the next one though, right?
I am going to postpone the next one. We're supposed to do it April 1st, but that is my first day back at work, and I
Okay.
know I'm.
Ah!
Yeah, what are you gonna do to like self-care?
I'm going to have the kids love on me,
Okay.
Good.
which they will, and I take my 2 obnoxious, lovely dogs for walks
I
every
have 2 of
night,
those.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
and I've got Jules. I've got like we
Good.
said, my support system is endless with my family,
And we're here.
and you guys are here, yeah. So,
Are you sleeping at all? Loaded question.
No,
Okay.
not really. I mean, yes, much more so than I was like the first, 2 months.
And you got Ashley's number.
I was
I've
gonna
got
say,
Ashley's number.
I'm up so late every night because it's like the only time other people aren't, and I can like keep my train of thought.
Yes.
But that's when I wish people would call or text me,
Yes,
because then
yes.
I have no way to.
Oh my God, girl!
So hit me up in the middle of the
I will
night
hit
if
you up in the middle of the night. I was up just the other night talking to my friend Marianne, like 3 a.m.
You
She's
gotta
like, I
have
know
your
you're up. I'm
nocturnal
like, yeah, man,
buddies.
I'm up right now. What's going on?
Mhm.
Shout out to Marianne. Hopefully she's doing
Yeah.
okay.
Yes, Marianne
Marianne,
is
I
doing
see you.
great. Oh yeah, she's a wild one.
The courage is an unheralded. I just appreciate you coming and sharing, and it impacts me. It impacts my wife. It impacts any parent I know. And like looking at that pillow, at that sweet little boy in this picture, it's all the fucking pretzel emotions at once. And that's your everyday times, like on steroids and TNT.
Boy, that is the truth. It is non-stop in my head. Non-stop
Yeah.
in my head. Or the times where I'm not thinking about him and then it comes right back to me. It's that, that
Whole
oh
body.
my God. Yeah. Like,
I just felt, I felt that
Holy
breath.
cow.
I mean, that's,
you walk down the hall, pictures of him. My friend Marianne, she gave us this glass block, and it's like a hologram.
Mm-hmm. It's so cool.
It's so cool. And so it's Nick.
It's like a full body of him.
And if you look at it from different angles, it looks like he's moving.
Oh.
wow.
It's so
It's
cool.
unbelievable at first, and it changes colors. At first, Richard and I are like, okay, can we handle this thing? Because it's like disco, whatever. But like we had it on gold the other night for Mizzou.
Okay.
We had on blue the other night for Billikens.
Any orange and blue for that?
Not orange and blue. I'm sorry. No, you couldn't do that. But anyway, just I sit there and just talk to him all the time.
I bet you, I could. I bet you
I do. I'm like,
argue with them.
yeah, dude, I'm going to do this podcast, and I know he's saying like, God, Mom, of course you are.
Right. It's gonna go 2 hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
Between me and you, we usually don't miss the
Wait,
word
this
count.
is so funny because when we talked last week, you were like, "Is it really that long?" And I was like,
It
"Girl,
feels
it doesn't
like it's-
have to be. It does not. We can."
It feels like it's been 20 minutes though.
What time is it?
It's bizarre. You've been
8:08.
2
Chaz is waiting in the parking lot.
No, it is
It's
not
been 2
8:08.
hours
Yeah.
and 14
It's
minutes.
8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Oh my
214 is my
God.
number.
We can land the
This is
plane. I
perfect.
just love you guys so much, and you're so brave. But I want to land it on something you said earlier. Two things. You first off, the second thing you said is you have no enemies. But the first thing you said is you do have an enemy, and we're gonna fuck this enemy up.
Yeah, you are so right.
And disease fucked with the wrong mom.
Yep.
And I love that.
Amen. Yes.
I'm gonna put that on a fucking t-shirt. We're gonna wear it to the thing that we need t-shirts for.
Hell yeah!
Yep.
And Julie, thank you guys so much. This disease did fuck with the wrong mom.
Yes.
I have no doubt.
100%.
And Nick's light will always shine through this podcast, through these communities that we're a part of, and I know it's impacting people out there. And I do truly lean in. I'm inspired by your faith, first and foremost, is what I was getting at earlier. But that God's got him.
Yeah, it's
He does.
Has to be.
He does
that way.
100%.
And just,
And that's what keeps it going.
amen, Julie. Love you.
Love you.
So
Love you
much.
guys.
Love
Thank
you.
you so
Thanks,
much
guys.
for having us on.
Appreciate you
It's
coming
so
on.
fun.
All right.
Thank you for changing my
You got
headphones.
it. Thanks, everyone, for listening. Shout out if you need anything, and let us pray.
Pondoff's Anonymous is hosted by Chris Pondoff with Zoe Mendenhall and Jeff Allen. Produced, engineered, mixed, and filmed by Jeff Allen. Recorded at Illinois Recovery Center in the Pondoff's Anonymous studios. Music by McCall. The track is Anti-Hero. This podcast shares stories. It's not a substitute for professional help. If you need support, visit pondoffsanonymous.com and contact us.
Some mornings need more than motivation. They need a solid cup of coffee. Light in the Dark is the Pondoff's Anonymous Dark Roast, created with our friends at Long Story Coffee. Bold, smooth, and built for the days when you just need something steady. Every bag helps support the conversations and community behind the show. Order online for delivery, shipping, or local pickup at pondoffsanonymous.com/coffee. Light in the Dark Coffee. A little light, even on heavy days.